combination of luck and skill and just right place, right time. So I don't know, man. I really wouldn't change much.
All right, it's good to hear.
Yeah.
All right. Now the big question: what does your typical day look like?
Yeah, I mean, it's so the two primary teams I work with here are women's basketball and swim. With the swim groups, there's certain days where we're extremely busy, and there's other days where it's not so busy. So, with my training piece, I usually have 3 to 4 days, and three to 4 hours a day that I'm doing some training with an athlete. But I'm also at women's basketball practice, which is usually a couple hours a day. So those are the large chunks. Those are kind of the big rocks. But just having administrative responsibilities means that you're going to do things that are very global. So like today, I'm at a head coaches meeting with all the head coaches of the department and administrators, and just talking about a lot of big kind of, again, global issues. But then you also have to be able to scale down to like individual athlete meetings. So, I try to have more themes in my day, knowing that I'm always going to have training, but there's certain days that it's not quite so busy. So Tuesdays and Thursdays for me.
Right.
But my themes are, on Monday, it's more meetings, like staff meetings, individual meetings. On Tuesday, it's more personal development. So, there's going to be times where I'm going to read or watch videos or talk to other people in the industry. Wednesday is more about kind of helping build a culture. So when we start talking about like what our culture is, what our values are as a staff, building those things out. Thursday is more like tech and trying to figure out some of the things that are like, I guess, more cutting edge and, that I need to get ahead of in terms of knowledge base. And then Friday is typically reserved for like just any of the catch-all that I have throughout the week, like stuff that I just didn't get done that I need to kind of wrap up before going into the weekend, because I value my time with my family. But most of my days I'm here usually at 5, and then I'm leaving at 6 to 7, depending on what day it is. So I like to try to make these days as dense as possible in regards to getting a lot of things done, so I don't take much work home, if any, anymore.
Right.
I do a lot more. So my days were basically I was just working all day.
Oh,
and I tried to limit that more.
Right.
In the last couple of years, especially.
Right. So now for someone coming up and wanting to embark into moving into like a head position of coaching, whether it's strength and conditioning or really just any collegiate coaching position, what would you say? What is the best advice you could give to a person trying to pursue that?
Just be as good as you possibly can be in regards to being extremely curious. Again, always asking questions and always trying to seek out better ways to be a practitioner. So it's not always just about the science. There's a huge art form to any scientific endeavor. So if you don't know how to deliver it, if you don't know how to tweak and change things when you need to, if you don't know how to communicate very well, those are soft skills that need to get better. But ultimately, like, just insatiable curiosity and be so good that people find out about you. That's people that I know in this industry that have gone on to be successful. Is not necessarily because I've ever worked with them or knew anybody that worked with them, and it's typically not even like a social media piece, because I think that ends up being like you just almost become deafening. Like, if you put so much information out there, people just stop paying attention to it. But if you're just really good and you just hear about like a lot of genuine interactions that those people have when they're not like seeking employment or help or whatever it is, those are the type of people that I usually seek out. Like, people that I think are going to challenge me and make me need to be better. Those are going to be the people I want to put around me. So that's going to be who I'd hire. And then from a head strength and conditioning standpoint, obviously you have to start by just being employed, having experience. But again, I think being genuine, speaking your mind, when you deal with, whether in my role you deal with administrators and sport coaches who are people that are very difficult to talk to in that regard, or if you're in a private industry, you're dealing with your clients or just different parents potentially, if you're working with younger kids. You just have to have that ability to be very confident in what you're doing, and but also not like pretending to always have all the answers all the time.
Right.
So I think once you get to those like